Artwork by Chapuana. River Plate hosted Alianza Lima in the fourth round of the Copa Libertadores at El Monumental. Marcelo Gallardo's side were in desperate need for a win to further their hopes of qualifying for the knockout stages. The Peruvian team, Alianza Lima, would be perfect to gain all 3 points against, as they lay bottom of the group with no wins. This would prove to be a tough test for Alianza and a long night. In this tactical analysis of the Copa Libertadores, we will look at how River Plate overcame a defensive Alianza Lima. Lineups. Credit for Wiscout. Alianza Lima would set up defensively away from home in a 5-4-1 formation. This was in order to keep River Plate at bay and hopefully steal a point at El Monumental. The only changes from their previous result, a loss to Real Garcilaso, was H. Salazar and J. Guadino joining the defense. Marcelo Gallardo set up in his usual 4-3-1-2, which would transition to 4-1-3-2 and 4-1-4-1 when attacking, with the aim of keeping at least 8 players in the opposition's half. Only 2 changes from their previous Copa Libertadores lineup saw forward Rafael Santos Borré replaced by Meixas Soares. Midfielder Nicolás de la Cruz replaced the out-of-form Christian Ferreira. Alianza, damage limitation with 5 at the back for Alianza. It was clear that the objective of the game was to stop River from scoring too many goals and hopefully shut them out for a draw. In their 5-4-1 formation, the wing-backs pushed in and upfield to press any wing threat coming from River. We can see above how the left wing-back has moved inside to anticipate any oncoming attack from the midfield. However, in doing so, Alianza left massive vulnerable areas in the 2 corners of their half. Gallardo's new plan would completely exploit this. River Plate plan of attack. Previous games have seen Gallardo's team going straight through the middle, opting for direct and risky through balls. With 5 at the back squeezing in wetly and tightening on the middle, Gallardo had a plan to expose the final line of defense. Key: red dotted circles equals areas to exploit, white dotted line equals ball movement, red dots equals River Plate, blue dots equals Alianza Lima, black arrowed lines equals player movement execution. River Plate moved their wingbacks high up the field and wide, leaving just 2 central defenders at the back to control the game. Usually, River play long balls to the top half of their own territory and from there play through balls up the middle, but this game would see something different. River played on the ground, from the back and with great patience. They moved the ball back and forward from the centre-backs to the midfield line and back in an attempt to slowly pull Alianza apart positionally. Once River felt they had achieved this or spotted Alianza's wing-backs creeping in front of the back 3 centre-backs, the ball would be played behind the Alianza defence into the corners where a massive space was left by the wing-backs. The forwards or wing-backs would already be running into that area to receive the ball to then cross into the middle. We can see how high and wide wing-back number 4, Fabrizio Angileri, is for River. Ready to run onto a long ball played from the back straight into Alianza exposed top left corner, completely bypassing the midfield and straight towards Alianza's last defensive line. Once the ball is played, Angileri moves down the wing. For there he cuts inwards and hopes to provide a key pass for a forward to run onto and ultimately finish. River continue to expose the top corners below. We can see again a defining V shape to Alianza's defense, leaving the top corners exposed. River are about to play quick and direct. The ball is played to the forward, who then, with his first touch, lays it straight into the exposed space. His teammate has already begun to move into space and ready to send an attacking ball centrally. In doing this, River were constantly tearing the Alianza defense apart and creating an abundance of goal-scoring opportunities. Above and again, River play a long ball over the defense, exposing Alianza. Right wing back Gonzalo Montiel has made his run and just out of shot. Montiel receives the ball near the byline and plays a ball into the path of an oncoming forward for yet another goal-scoring opportunity. Alianza, no plan B throughout the entire game. Alianza Lima struggled in all areas of the game. Positionally, possessively, attacking and defending. They struggled to string more than 4 passes together and didn't look a threat to River Plate at any point in the game. Alianza also didn't capitalize once possession was regained. Below we can see Alianza with the ball looking to break out of defense and transition into attack. However, poor positioning limits their choices of passes. Players are too close to one another or in complete isolation. Green dotted lines show potential passes to teammates. Although one player is in isolation and being tracked by River's centre-back out of shot, the other is being anticipated and pressed by River's wing-back. Poor decisions from Alianza and River's structured defense. The very few opportunities that Alianza Lima had going forward always ended in making the wrong decision. In addition to this, River's structured defense also stopped Alianza getting a shot on target. Below we can see a complete reverse of the situation with River Plate's vulnerable left and right corners. Alianza are on the attack with 2 players rushing to get forward into better positions. The player in possession is being tracked by River's midfield player whilst a centre-back positions himself in the way, showing him the outside left touchline. With the Alianza player tracked, the potential passing lane is shut down to his left. There is now one good option left to his right. However, the dotted white line denotes where the ball actually went. Into nowhere, and River regain possession. Safety in numbers with the ball lost. River attempted to win it back immediately. Alianza got pressed with several players, which limited passing options and forced him to panic pass. We can see below how this was done. River completely surround the player in possession, forcing a mistake. Off the ball, a centre-back man marks the Alianza player to discourage any through balls. More poor decision-making. This really was a disastrous night for Alianza Lima. They concede from a corner due to poor man-marking decisions. Below we see a River player sprinting right towards the ball. Alianza panic and 2 players follow him. Foolishly, one of those players is already man-marking a River player in the middle. The highlighted River player now has a ton of space to easily nod it past Alianza keeper Pedro Gallis. Statistics. The momentum chart shows how dominant and in control River Plate were in this game, with only a few periods of Alianza Lima actually seeing the ball. Credit. SofaScore. The statistics tell the same story, with Alianza winning the defensive areas of the game with 23 clearances to dissipate the pressure and only 33% possession. River meanwhile missed 4 other big chances which could have easily made the scoreline 7-0. Conclusion. Russo will head back to Peru well and truly beaten and exit the Copa Libertadores. They simply weren't good enough for the challenge and seemed completely out of the depth in all areas. In contrast, Gallardo once again has tactically outdone his opponent. Knowing that the opposition would do their best to try and stifle the middle of the pitch, River knocked the ball high and wide for wing-backs and wingers to run onto. For there, the ball was crossed into the middle. River should progress into the next stages with 2 more games to play in the group stages. Can Gallardo go on to defend this prestigious cup and win it for the 3rd time? If you love tactical analysis, then you'll love the digital magazines from TotalFootballAnalysis.com, a guaranteed 100 pages of pure tactical analysis covering topics from the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga and many, many more. Buy your copy of the April issue for just 4 liras and 99 cents. See me here, or even better, sign up for a 50 liras annual membership, 12 monthly issues plus the annual review right here. Let's block ads. Why?